Rimac, Nevera. Hello and welcome to Lightning Unleashed with ME7. Let's go. Here we are at stage 1 of Lightning Unleashed, and I'm going to start this with no upgrades, and I'll try to do this whole first stage with no upgrades. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm not going to go too crazy with that strategy though. If this gets difficult, then it's definitely time to spend currency. Now, first things first, let's go the wrong way here because it's an average speed race. Recommended PR event, you got to keep your targets low. To do that, you want to finish with the minimum requirement. This said nothing about winning, so I'm not going to go too far backwards, but let's do something that this car has the world record for, and that is the highest speed in reverse. I think it was 275 kilometers an hour, something like that. Now, you can go faster than that in the Lotus Avaya in this game, but in real life, it didn't do that. This car broke 23 world records in one day in 2023. Pretty crazy. Let's turn this thing around now. Now, let's get this going the right way. Okay, so if you're familiar with this car, a lot of people are calling this a Rimac. No, it is not a Rimac. This is a Croatian name. The man who invented this car, who owns this company, well, it's now Rimac Bugatti combined. Really cool, actually. His real name is Rimac. That's how you say that in Croatian. His first name is, I think you say it Mate. It might just be Mat. I'm not quite sure. When I heard him, I actually listened to him pronounce his own name. So there is a right way to say this. It's just like Porsche. The company is Porsche. Now, there are going to be people in parts of the world who have the last name Porsche but pronounce it Porsche. There are going to be people in the world who have the last name Rimac and pronounce it Rimac. That's okay. But this company is called Rimac. Okay, well, there we go. I'm not going to go any further with that. This car is crazy. Whatever you think you know about acceleration in this game, forget about it. This thing is just like, holy smokes. It did set a world record in 2023 for the fastest accelerating production car there is. So crazy fast. And like a lot of electric cars, the braking isn't great, but it's not bad. But you got to get on those brakes early, I'm finding. This one is a drafting, slipstreaming event. Those are always kind of fun. You know, at first you get a little bit nervous because it's like, oh my, there's Bugattis, there's Koenigseggs, there's these crazy cars. They're all going to seem very slow. It's just, this thing is downright shocking. Like, this is a Koenigsegg CCXR, is it, or RX, CCRX? I always forget if it's RX or XR. I don't know what the Porsche Taycan, I might be saying that incorrectly. I don't know what those are doing here. Like, yes, they're an electric car, but they're horrible. By the way, one thing I love about this Nevera is that it doesn't sound like a vacuum cleaner. That's been my big complaint with a lot of electric cars. It's like, oh, you sound like a horrible vacuum cleaner. This one doesn't sound bad at all. Like, it's got a bit of that electric sound to it, but not bad. So I'm going to get my slipstreaming in, and then I'm just going to skip the rest of this race for you guys. I'll edit it out because it's just going to be super boring. I'm not going to finish in second place, but carefully get my slipstreaming in here. It's so easy to smash people. And I should have driven that till the end of the race. Oh well. Okay, make it in the top 3 within 1:45. I don't think that should be difficult, but I don't know. Okay, let's keep it in driver view. By the way, looks like he's having a seizure there, poor guy. The game uses buttons steering, which is very interesting that's what the AI is programmed to do. That might explain why they take some corners so badly. Like, he was jerking like that. That would be button steering. So, and they might have to do that for the programming, for the AI programming. It's very interesting, actually. I mean, I'm using tilt B steering, always do. And let me know, guys who use driver view like this. I've been hearing from some people that it feels like you're too far away from the action. I don't use this view very often. I'm finding this okay, but you tell me, is this car the same that guys have been seeing where it just isn't right for you? Let me know. I would encourage you that if there's something in this game you don't like, file a ticket. Let them know. I mean, yes, I can let them know, but it's a lot better when they hear from a bunch of players. If they hear from me, at the end of the day, it's like, oh, one guy told us. But if you get like 20 people or 2,000 people putting in tickets, I think that could mean something. By the way, I'm trying to get this Bugatti to catch up to the first place Bugatti. These Chiron Sports, like, these are crazy fast cars, and they feel slow. And these are like sister companies, or they're joined together now. It's Ramos Bugatti, or I don't know if it's Ramos Bugatti. I said Ramos. Oh boy, I'm still learning, guys. I'm not sure if it's Ramos Bugatti or Bugatti Ramos, but anyway, cool that they're all together. Now I'm gonna oh wait, no, I can't let that guy catch up to me. I gotta finish in third place. Okay, time is not a problem. This is gonna be an easy one. And that's gonna wrap up stage 1, just like that. So I'm gonna throw up a video for how you file a ticket. I'll throw up some other videos too. I'll put up a playlist link. Check out the rest of the series. Bye-bye now. Here we are at stage 2, and I'm starting with no upgrades. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm not going to go too crazy. In the past, I've gone really crazy trying to finish things with no upgrades, and I'm gonna try, but only to a point. Like when it's inevitable, then you might as well just move forward. But you want to see what happens. This stage already is going to get really difficult, I think. So we're just going to have to see. Now, interesting thing with this car. Oh, drive review. Drive review is interesting. Some people, I mentioned this in stage 1 if you didn't see it. Some people are saying this feels too far back now. Now, I don't use drive review very often, so I don't know. If that's you, I would encourage you to file a ticket and tell them you don't like it. That's nice to get. It's good for them to get feedback from players. I've told them, but it helps if like multiple people send in tickets, you know? Like if I tell them, it's like, oh, well, one person reported this. But if they get like 100 or 500 or 1,000 or 3,000 people reporting it, that makes a difference. Hey, want to see something interesting? When you go backwards in this car, first of all, electric cars are just as fast backwards as forwards, sometimes faster in a way. Okay, so let's just see what happens. Look at this. Way over the speed requirement. You cannot hit speed going backwards. It won't let you. But I thought I'd show you guys. I'm going to do some more backwards driving later to show you an interesting phenomenon. So I better hit speed forwards. Remember, don't go too far over the speed you have to hit. We want to try to keep those... It could affect the targets and the bots later. Definitely the bots. Maybe the targets. Just depends on the type of stage. Like speed snap, speed record events like this. Amount of upgrades and bot difficulty will definitely affect your target, but easy to hit target here. Okay, that's a really easy race. Let's see what we have next here. So we're racing a Porsche 911 Turbo S. So I'm guessing it's kind of like a hunter event. She's gonna have a huge lead. Let's just see. No distance marker, so it's not like a hunter event. We just have to finish in first place. Okay, well that should be easy enough. Make sure to take some time to figure the braking points out. Based on what I was learning in stage 1, I know we're going to take it a little bit easy, but I don't think this is going to be hard, so let's just do this in reverse. Okay, right now everything's backwards. Left is right, right is left, left is gas, power, left is, oh gosh, whatever. I'm calling it power, throttle, go. My left is go and my right is stop versus what it usually would be. Now, here's the interesting thing. When you're driving backwards, so brakes is going to propel me, okay? And my typical gas pedal is slowing me down. The gas pedal is way more powerful than the brakes. So when you're driving backwards like this, you basically get substantially more braking ability. Like, it's crazy. It's at least double the normal braking ability. The problem is, you're now rear wheels, like rear end steering, which is really bad. So this thing is crazy loose. You lose a lot of grip. Oh gosh. If you overthink it, it really messes you up. Like left is right and right is left. If you overthink it, it's just a disaster. But if you don't think about it very much, it's actually not too hard to do this. You just gotta just do it. Don't really think about it. And it's almost like your body just sorts it out. So I've done Formula E laps entirely backwards like this, like time trials. In fact, some people said I was faster backwards than they were forwards, and that included me spinning around at the beginning of the race. That's kind of funny. Is there any benefit to learning how to drive backwards? No, really, nothing at all. I just thought I better wait for, I think it's Natalie. Yeah, wait for Natalie a little bit. Don't want to finish with a huge lead at this point, because that can really affect bot difficulty later on. So just let Natalie catch up a little bit, and that is that. Yeah, it was Natalie. There we go. Okay, now this, 1 minute and 20 seconds? No. No, 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 no. I'm not going to fight it anymore. $513,700 for all Tier 1 upgrades. I don't think that's a big deal at all. In fact, you probably earn more than that in this event. I'll update you at the end of the event to see if that's true. Might need more upgrades yet. So honestly, like, I gave this probably, I don't know, 20 tries, and I decided, no, it's not worth it. Including the strategy you're about to see here. This is an important strategy, okay? Because the bots really mess this up. So just set yourself up here and park for a bit.
2 very boring minutes later.
Yeah, pretty much 2 minutes. So you wait until first place is starting to catch up with you. So you're about to get lapped. You don't want to get lapped. And then it's going to be clear sailing for 2 full laps. So what I found was, with all tier 1 upgrades, it's still difficult. Like, honestly, guys, this isn't easy. I'm very surprised how difficult this is on just stage 2. So, like look at this. You watch me drive this thing. I'm going to drive this thing very clean. And now what I didn't do was see how much off track I could use up. Although, there is a good spot at Nürburgring for off track. The last chicane. Yeah. Well, I didn't do that, so maybe that would have helped me a little bit. Still, you might want to do that, because this is not easy with just tier 1 upgrades. If you're worried about spending gold, remember you earn, like, I think it's 125 gold in this event. Maybe it's 120. No, it's definitely 125 gold. So in a way, that's how much you could spend on upgrades and still have this car be gold neutral. So just think about that. Okay, so coming up here, if off track is allowed, you could just take this full throttle. Now, what I want to show you guys, because people hound me, I wanted to show you that this is possible with no off track cuts. Okay, so definitely, like, look at this, 118, 119, yikes! It was 119.904. That's pretty close. That's less than 100th of a second to failure. And that was pretty clean. My goodness. So this is the type of a race that you kind of dread, because it's really going to increase bot difficulty. Now watch this. This over here is not off track. That definitely was. Okay, off track is allowed. We don't know how much. I didn't test it. It might be 2 seconds. It might be 1 second. I do not think it's unlimited. So you might be able to cut that last chicane. There is a part in the middle of the chicane cut that is actually considered on track. There's a road there, and so you can use that because that's part of another variant. And so variants all count as on track as far as Real Racing 3 is concerned. So you won't get a penalty if you get back to that section quick enough. But I just wanted to show you that it's possible with $R upgrades, and pretty sure we're going to need $R upgrades or more later in this event. This is looking difficult, guys. This is not an event for a beginner, okay? I see this every update pretty much, where people fully upgrade and they can't get the car. This is meant for more seasoned players. And let's just see at the line here what it says. Ooh, that was close to stay on track. Okay, so definitely there was some off track allowed, not a lot. This one says the same thing. I used to always test it, but now I'm trying to keep things on track a lot more and a lot cleaner racing. I've been really disciplining myself to do cleaner racing, not as much contact, not as much smashing into people, just keeping it nice and clean. Boy, that was close. This thing is so crazy fast, like no upgrades at all, and this is a ridiculously fast car, acceleration-wise. Top speed isn't bad either. I mean, if you think about Formula 1 cars, top speed on this thing with no upgrades is faster than I think most Formula 1 cars in this game. So that's really crazy. The acceleration of this thing, like it's a shockingly good car. I really like this so far. It doesn't feel too sluggish. It feels a little bit heavy, but not like a lot of other electric cars. So that's kind of cool. I like this thing. Now, for those people who don't know, Nevera is a Croatian word. I think it's Croatian. Well, I mean, it's definitely from Croatia, this car. Yeah, Nevera, it's a reference to a storm that they experienced there in Croatia. So it would come off the coast, and it's just like a pretty intense storm. So I thought it's a really creative name for this car, because it's electric. And so you've got the lightning, you've got the power of this thing. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so here I'm keeping it nice and clean, and timers, there's my, by the way, some people don't know this, that my timer was just flashing. So there are, at 1/3 and 2/3, and then every lap, the time flashes. So that's a good way to monitor how are you doing each lap. Are you faster? Are you slower? Did you improve? Did your strategy make things worse? That's a neat little thing you can see. Ooh, that was close. SF90 there. I think it's SF. Yeah, SF90. A lot of pretty cool cars in this event. So if you watch, once I hit, you'll know exactly when I hit 1/3 of a lap. By the way, where I just was isn't off track. Not in this game. So you got to know that. You got to know where the actual limits are. So if you just keep watching, you know exactly where 1/3 of a lap is because the time will flash a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Like 1/3, I'm talking 1/3 of the distance, not the time. So it's based on distance. So that's really a cool indicator of exactly where it is 1/3 and 2/3. And it's pretty standard to do this in racing. I believe that they do those 1/3 and 2/3 indicators in some racing series. Not all, of course, but interesting sector markers. Probably pretty soon we see a sector marker. Definitely the second half of this track is going to be faster than the first. Well, okay, there's a sector marker. I missed the first one, I guess. Huh, that's pretty crazy. I don't know what I was doing, if I was just sleeping for a bit or I was busy trying to explain things to you guys. Braking pretty far back for this one. Same with how I take this. Watch how I take this. Well, I didn't really push it that much. None of that was off track either. I did have to finish with a lead not near as big as this, but I thought, oh, whatever. At a certain point, it's just going to be the same thing as far as how much it increases difficulty. So there we go. That is going to wrap up stage 2. And keep on joining me, please. I'll keep the videos coming. Here we are at Mount Panorama, stage 3. I'm starting this with all tier 1 upgrades. 6 of 28 because it's an electric car. $513,700 R. Like I've said in my other videos, I'm not going to go too crazy trying to finish this as cheap as possible. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm really going to try, but I'm not going to sit on one race for 2 hours, okay? Like, by now, I'm experienced enough in the game that I know what I can and can't do, and also I think it's better for you guys to see that, okay, you know, I don't want to do it so impossible that no one else can copy me. So, I'm not going to go too crazy, but I'm still going to give it a really good try. I'll still do it as cheap as I can. So, it took me a while to figure out how to drive this thing here, how to really work it out. Definitely not a race. This is not an event for beginners. Don't do this if you're a beginner. You're going to end up fully upgrading this car and still not finish this, okay? These types of events are made for seasoned racers who are still looking for a challenge. So even at recommended PR, I'm curious, this might not be too bad at recommended PR, honestly. Upgrades. Yeah, it's possible that if you have your assists on, it could make it a lot more difficult. I'm not quite sure. But this car does need early braking. That's what I'm finding. Quite early braking. Okay, so speed requirement. I'm kind of worrying about the speed requirement later. My first thing I was worried about was, what's my time going to look like? And I've got all sorts of time left over. So now I'll worry about my speed requirement. I'll see how many times I can hit it going down here. I might have to turn around and go the wrong way to hit it, but let's just see. So there's 3 of 4, 4 of 4, 5 of 6. I was saying 4, sorry. I knew it was 6. Oh, there we go. I don't have to go the wrong way at all. Oh, okay. Let's just check. Got to finish in the top 3. Okay, I'm going to pull over and just let one guy pass me, let the next guy catch up. He should be right there. Yeah, and so I'm just going to wait until he passes me. And, oh, there's another one right away. And let's go. Don't want to cut this too close. I don't want to repeat this race if I don't have to, which I don't. So there we go. Not bad at all, actually. Bugatti Chiron Sport. Pretty fast car. Brother of the Rimacs. So the first race of stage 3 is not difficult at all. So now 4 donuts and finish that fast. I don't think that's very fast. Oh, look at this. I love this. This is fabulous. This is way better than the way it used to be done for you guys. Okay, so the way this used to work is that for a stage like this, they would just turn all your assists off and you would have no choice to turn them back. You could have no ability to turn them on. Now, if you run with assists, you could do pretty much this whole race with your assists on, and then at the end of the race, like before you finish, turn off those assists and get your donuts in. Now, I'm worried about trying to do donuts in this car because this car has 4-wheel independent power. So it's not all-wheel drive, it's not 4-wheel drive, there's 4 motors powering these wheels. So it's like Well, I guess maybe you still could classify it as all-wheel drive, but really that's not what all-wheel drive would be. Anyhow, my point is, you can't do donuts in a car that has a system like this. So I'm going to have to figure this out. Well, oh well. First thing I'm going to do is get to near the end of the lap. There's a really great place right at the end of the lap to do donuts, right at the entrance to pit road. That's where the track is nice and wide and flat. So first let's just get there and see how much time is left over on the clock. Then we'll worry about the donuts and figure that out. And you'll see what you'll have to do if you want to do this. Well, of course you want to do this, or why are you watching this? Anyway, well, some people watch this to see how difficult it is and how expensive it is. And that's what I've always recommended people do. Don't start this unless you know how much currency you need. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably know about where your abilities are compared to mine, so you can sort that out. Okay, so pretty well done the first lap. And looks like there's lots of time. Like I think I might end up having almost a minute to get my donuts in. So that's pretty good. We're gonna push this, still drive really fast. Just don't worry about the cars. Don't worry about it. Just get to the end of the lap. We can always let guys catch up later if there's a bunch of time left. But also try to learn. Like I'm trying to learn from this. Like, how do I take these corners? Ooh, that was not good. That's not how you take that corner. That was horrible. So always try to learn something, because the neck could be difficult going forward. That was pretty good. That's one of the hardest corners in the game. It's a very strange, it's uphill braking and really uphill when you're getting into the acceleration. Very complicated corner. Yeah, definitely for me, it's one of the hardest corners in the game. Definitely one of the hardest corners to take well. Ooh, I'm doing this really nice. On the brakes really early for this corner, because you're going downhill into the braking. Ooh, thought I was going to hit the wall there. Not going to have a full minute. So I got to figure this out pretty quick here. Like I said, as we get near the end here, so shortly after we go under there's a bridge there. That is getting to the area where you want to try to do your donuts. And we might even have to try to go off track. Okay, here we go. See, it gets nice and wide. Let's huck this thing sideways. That didn't work. I can't get this thing to spin. No donuts. Can I spin them here? Oh, I got one in. This is taking way too long. Okay, pause the game. Go to your steering sensitivity and crank it. No, I want to go to 10. Go to 10. Okay, do that, okay? Oh, don't hit the wall like that. Don't do that. Ah, come on, go. Okay, now just keep it pinned. Keep it sideways, keep it pinned, stay off the wall. I think this is working. Yes, this is working. Yes, it's working. Woohoo! And you might slip more off track than you are on track, so just try different stuff. There we go, I got them all in. I'm going to turn my steering sensitivity back to 0. That's what I'm used to. There you go. Crank your steering sensitivity when you're ready to do donuts. Now, I got lots of time left over. I'm going to let these guys, let one guy catch up a little bit. I will not do this race again, so don't go too crazy. I don't have to win this race. I don't think I had to win this race. But I'm going to win. I don't have a choice. He's not going to catch up. Oh, well, there we go. And it didn't say anything about winning, but that's okay. We got it done. That's the important thing, is get it done. Oh my. 1 minute, 22 seconds. Nope, not happening. Let's add some more upgrades. Okay, so I'm going to add level 3 in the body. And let's just see if I can do it with that. So spent a little more currency there. I gave that a good 20 to 30 tries. No, I was always at least an entire second short, closer to 2 seconds short. The other challenging thing here is the bots. Now right now there's no timer, but you can't get overtaken, okay? So that's the problem. I'd love to park and wait for things to get nicely gapped. You can't. So the trouble is, I found it's better just to go for it right from the start. Just go hard. And hopefully the bots sort out. It really depends which cars the bots are in and where they are on the track. I don't remember right now. I mean, let's see, that's definitely a Regera. That's really obvious there. That's a very obvious body shape, so that's a Regera. A very interesting grouping of cars here. I'm not sure what that was. CCXR or CCRX, I always forget the last 2 letters. That's what the 4 letters are. I'm not sure if that was a Koenigsegg Absolute that back there a ways, or 1-to-1, or I don't know. I could look at the end of the race to see exactly what it was, but the grouping, it just changes all the time. And I'm trying to get this done as quick as I can. I want to get this done in my 3-hour window, and I want to get you guys the videos as soon as I can get them to you. Okay, there was a sector marker there, just at the exit of that uphill section there. I mean, this is touchy still. I mean, I've got less than 20 seconds to finish this lap. I mean, come on, guys. This is not easy. Another Regera. Interesting car. Makes sense we'd be facing a Regera, but this car, it beats the Regera. I'm pretty sure. Okay, well, that was still tight. I mean, that was comfortable, though. That was comfortable. Took me a while to sort out my braking points. And so, for instance, coming up here, there's a road that joins the track. I'm braking just before that section there. Swing to the left, over to the right. A little bit squirrely. And definitely braking before you even get to this first little shallow corner. Like probably 3 car lengths before that. Oh, that was pretty good. Pretty happy with that. You gotta watch my race line here. You can stay full throttle through this corner. Take this really wide to set up this corner. And then really slight braking point here. Very, very quick tap, go. And then brakes now. Right when that curve's ending on the right, you're on the brakes. If you do that right, I didn't do that quite right. Back to the throttle. Pretty good brakes now. Like a good 1 or 2 car lengths before that corner starts. And whoa! Nuts! I think I might make it though. If I had 54 seconds on the clock with all tier 1 upgrades, I could not finish a lap in 1 minute 22. But I've got 3 on the body. That might be all I need. Oh, I abused the off track a little bit. I think there's a little bit of off track allowed. Not much. Oh boy, this is getting me nervous. Okay, there you go. Did say no off track, but here we are. Okay, win the race with an average speed requirement. Okay, so that can get interesting sometimes. Sometimes average speed is brutal. Sometimes it's not so bad. 10th place? Oh my. Well, it didn't say anything about off track. If you're nervous, go lawnmower mode. Or vacuum cleaner mode. Hey, how about we say vacuum cleaner mode for electric cars? There we go. Vacuum cleaner mode is when you're gonna go into the dirt. You're gonna go clean things up a little bit. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna see if this is possible, keeping it all on track. Okay, well, that was definitely not good. I definitely gave up time doing that. That was a squirreling mess. So, oh well. Man, those Porsches are just in the way. They're so slow. They're just in the way. Okay, really use up the track. Really use up the track. Make sure you're really using up the full track here if you want to make use of this car. Okay, now this is looking great. Oh, great. 3 cars at corner 1. Okay, well, I'm going to eat the wall a little bit. That was interesting. Triple overtake. That was horrible. Okay, brakes really early here because you really want to power out. I was a little bit squirrely, but still not bad. I'm in 5th place, and I got a ways to go yet. Again, get the right trajectory. You're doing very little braking here. And right as this curve's ending, just after that, you're getting on your brakes. Set this up really early now. Full throw! Schnot. Schnot, snot, schnot, snot. That's not good. And another tag. Oh, I'm just feeling like a professional right now. All right, so it's a Koenigsegg. I'm pretty sure that's a Bugatti Chiron Sport up in front of me. I don't think I'm going to catch the slipstream. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. This car just makes a lot of other cars feel slow. Not the same tops. Ooh. Okay, well, that was definitely not advantageous off-track driving. That was bad. Okay, can I keep my... Oh, I lost my average speed requirement. That makes me nervous. I lost it right at the start-finish line. Oh gosh. I don't know if this is possible clean. Well, I'm gonna keep going. I've made a few mistakes, so if I can keep this lap really clean, I think I'll be fine. Swing over to the left, back to the right. Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Like, look at the acceleration. Look, the numbers just climb and climb and climb. Like, look at that, go. That's crazy. I'm going uphill and the speed is climbing at a ridiculous rate. Very quicker tap here on the brakes just after the curve's ending on your right. And then get this corner in early. There we go, full throttle. get around this Ferrari SF90. And I'm in first place quite early. Sector marker. Oh, no flashy. There it is. It's way over there, is it? Really, that's 2/3 of a lap. Well, this back section's so fast. Wow, that's crazy. The last third of this lap is like 20 seconds. So the last sector is like 4 times quicker than the first sector, than the first third. That's pretty crazy. Woo! Okay, well, there we go. That wasn't all that bad. So far, I've spent 686,000 R dollars and 55 gold. I don't think that's too bad. Please like, please subscribe, join me. Stage 4 has us at Dubai. I'm starting with 8 upgrades. Cost is 686,055 gold. All tier 1 and then tier 3 for the body. First race here isn't really all that difficult. I want to get myself up to 3rd place, or yes, I've got to be in 3rd place. And then I'll get all my slipstreaming in then. Now, some people are getting on me even for the way I pronounce the name of this car, even though that's how the owner of the car, the creator, says his name. And what people need to understand is the brain's limitations in hearing language in adulthood. It's a documented fact. You really should research it. I've talked to linguistic experts who've explained this to me. At a certain point, it's extremely difficult to escape your own accent. In fact, it can be borderline impossible. Certain sounds that are critical in other people's languages, other people's mouths can't even do those sounds. People say, oh, well, just do this, just do that. Well, it's not that easy. If it was, you do it. You do that with languages that you don't speak very well. So just be careful before you start really criticizing other people for what they say incorrectly, because it might get pointed out to you from someone who can actually hear what you're saying. I can't. How many things you say incorrectly. So let's just relax a little bit. Like, I get it. When someone says Porsche instead of Porsche, I get it. That's difficult for someone whose name is Porsche. However, there are people in this world with the name Porsche. Okay, that's how they've known their name their entire life. They're not wrong. Now, when we're talking about the car, yes, it's a Porsche. Am I saying it perfectly? Probably not. Or Jaguar. Am I saying that perfectly? I doubt it. It's pretty good though, but it's not perfect. And oh well, I guarantee you there's car names you are saying wrong. So let's just roll with it. Okay, this race is going to end pretty quickly as soon as I'm happy about being in 3rd place. Ooh, that guy, I think he just tagged me a little bit. Well, that's bizarre. You see that in endurance races, not in elimination races. Oh well. I'm just going the wrong way a little bit to get further away from 2nd place. So when I disappear, I've got a massive gap. And there we go. Successfully passed that one. What do we got here? Okay, so finishing position 3. 3 seconds of off track allowed. That's interesting. This has been a surprising event so far. More difficult than I expected. But you know what? I like that. I am not complaining. You got to understand that OG racers like me, a lot of us, this is what we live for. This is what we keep playing the game for, is hard, challenging events. So definitely do not do this if you're a beginner. Do not do this if you're in a fully upgraded car in a weekly time trial and all you can get is Group E or Group D. Like that, you're really going to be having a hard time then. When I used to race with all assists, I was still capable of getting Group B, Group C times in weekly time trial. Honestly, most of the time it was Group B though. So that is possible. You just have to really, that's when I would use brake assist low, but then you got to supplement the braking a lot. And yeah, a little bit harder now to do that. Group C though would definitely be possible with all assists. Anyhow, doing racing like recommended PR events with all assists on, not with these upgrades. You need more. Ooh boy, although this race, I was all over the place of a wrong braking point there. Yikes. Yeah, you got to get on the brakes really early. I was just doing some research because someone asked me a question. Do all electric cars have really bad brakes? Yes and no. It's not really that they have bad brakes. It's that they're so stinking heavy. So I looked up a certain car. It doesn't really matter the manufacturer per se, but it's just, I looked up a car manufacturer that has an electric and petrol or gas version of the exact same model. And the difference was 900 kilograms. So that's just shy of 2,000 pounds, 1,980 pounds. That's a massive difference in weight. So that's why the electric version of the car would definitely have upgraded brakes. Even then, though, it just doesn't quite keep up. So interesting how that works. It's just so much extra weight to lug around. And I guess that's why, oh boy, I'm really not doing well here, guys. Don't worry, this will get better. That's why these cars often feel a bit sluggish and a bit heavy, because they are. I find it amazing that they've accurately represented that in the coding. I've only been in a couple of all-electric cars. I've been in an all-electric Audi. I wasn't the driver. Shocking acceleration. Wow. Like, it was just like, wow. Just whipping you around. But that's, yeah. That might actually be the only all-electric car I've been in. Yeah, I think so. I haven't driven one yet. Anyhow, it's interesting. I don't know if I'd ever want to get one, honestly. They're incredibly expensive, and I've done a lot of research into them, and I kind of agree with Rowan Atkinson, aka Mr. Bean. Rowan Atkinson wrote a fabulous article on electric cars, and I thought it was very interesting, his take on it. He was an early adopter and then realized some of the problems. He's going hydro now. Anyhow, now let's start talking more about the racing. Okay, enough talking about everything else. I'm adding some more upgrades, so my total cost now is $902,900 dollars and 130 gold. So this will definitely be, so far, if I finish this way, I'll be -5 gold. No worries there. 5 adds and I'm equal again. Not a big problem. Hopefully this can get me through to the end. I think I probably spent 20 minutes trying to do this way. Once or twice I could hit speed on this section. It is possible to hit speed here twice with the upgrades I had and still brake properly. It's just really difficult. And if the bots are in the wrong place, it's not going to happen. And there's no other place you can really catch it without getting real crazy with it. Like, you can't be off track too long in this race, if I remember correctly. Well, or no, the trouble I was having was the time requirement. You don't want to be flying super far off track. I mean, it probably did say no off track, but there probably is like 1 to 2 seconds of off track allowed. Anyhow, these upgrades most likely will need them in the next stage. Pretty willing to put money on that one, and we'll just see how difficult it is. So you've got to hit speed 2 times at the start finish straight, because well, you know what, it's possible if I drove it really deep here. You know what? Yeah. I could have driven it deep here. That's interesting. That's an interesting option. So that means probably if I did the drive out better of that corner, like when you're thinking speed, you can't just think when you're stopping. You got to actually think further back than that. How did you enter the last corner? So there I've hit speed, slowing down. I kind of slowed down more than I needed to. I didn't have to throw it sideways that time. Okay, last time I'm not going to do that. We'll see if I can just do that nice and clean my last time. I'm just not wanting to waste... Oh, that's not good. And how close could I get here? No, you can't get very close here. I don't think. You know what? I probably could have done this differently. Huh. Oh well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need these upgrades for stage 5. So yeah, it's kind of interesting here. Like once I've edited the video down, and I'm not commenting while I'm playing live. Like I'm kind of in a more of a relaxed state, and I'm seeing, oh, you know, you could have done this, you could have done that. It's interesting. So yeah, so like here I'm braking a little bit early because I really want to power out of this. Like time is a factor in this one, so you do have to be careful. But watch, this time I do a better job. Just got it just a little over. There we go. It's because I didn't brake as much. And I had no trouble slowing down. So if you brake properly right here, and so you got to brake further back than that, you can get a really nice speed run through that corner and down all the way through here. Probably hit 354 there. And then... not this, and not this, but if you set up this corner really well. It might be like, that's a pretty good setup actually. Right there's a pretty good setup. Let's just see what I hit. Like, I'm not going to drive it really deep because I just did this successfully. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could have hit speed there. Oh, you know what? I wish I could do this again. Just to see if it's possible. I'm not going to, yeah. Like, while I'm still doing this, I do have the option sometimes to do a cloud restore and redo the whole thing. I'm not going to do that, guys. Let's just keep going forward. That's okay. Okay, like I'm saying, I'm pretty sure stage 5 is going to need these upgrades. Oh, this sounds like fun. You got to find Ahmed and shove him off track. Now, oh, I better turn names on. I often don't have them on. That's mainly for when I'm doing time trials. I find it very distracting, just having my own name flash all over the track. Ahmed's a very interesting name. I actually did a special video once where I trained for a while how to say that name the proper way, the correct way. And I really I did my best. A lot of people really appreciated it, and a lot of people said, don't worry about it. Just go back to saying it the way you're saying it. A lot of people don't realize that that's not how you say that name. It's much more like Ahmed. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to get that right because that sounds not in my language. It's not part of my everyday speaking, so I probably just did a horrible job, guys. But I'm just making the point that, yeah, it's just the way it is. So, let's just see here. Where is that Ahmed? Should be pretty soon, I think. Is that 2 cars up there? And we got to shove him off track. I don't think it matters if we go off track. Ah, there he is. No, yes. There he is. What's he driving? CCXR? No, that's not a CCXR. That's something else. Okay, so he's totally off track. I think that should be good enough. Now I'm second guessing myself though. We had a race like this one time where it's like it didn't really matter that you did it, and it's like, oh, you'd still fail and you have to do it again and again. You know what? I think I'm going to do this different. I think I'm going to let people catch up. I'm just going to shove everyone off track until I get back to Ahmed, and then I'm going to shove him off track again. I really want to make sure I only have to do this once. So I got to win this race, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. So there goes Tan. He's way off track. Where's Williams? There's Williams. Oh, didn't quite catch him. That's interesting. That's a 1640. Is that a Grand Sport Vitesse? Probably. And, well, there we got a Chiron Sport. Martinez is in a Chiron Sport. Okay, take him out. Oh, well, he's not going to go off track, but major pit maneuver. Oh, there's Ahmed. He's catching up. Smash. Where's Ahmed? Come on. Oh, Williams went by me as well. I don't want to lose this race. Smash Williams. Come on, Williams. Give him a nasty pit maneuver. Hey, we're at the same corner we were last time. Oh, that didn't work. Maybe Ahmed went off track. Maybe he didn't. Let's smash him off coming up here. I really want to make sure I don't have to do this race again. So I'm just shoving everyone way off track again. Okay, Ahmed, there you go. We're both going way off for a ride. Get back on track, man. And there's Williams. Williams. Okay, I'm done. Let's go. Finish this race. Finish the stage. Let's get on with that last stage. Big time drifting. Okay, that's going to wrap up stage 4. So please like, please subscribe. Playlist link is coming up in just a few seconds, and something else will be there too for your viewing pleasure. And let's see if this ends up being somewhat neutral. Stage 5 takes us to Silverstone. I'm starting off with 10 upgrades. That's a total cost of $902,900 dollars, 130 gold. So if I can finish this way, I am down 5 gold based on how much I would earn in gold. And I still got to do the math on the R earnings. Still, that's not bad. For this car, oh, shockingly amazing car. And this race is interesting, and you got to overtake 5 cars before the start of the second lap, and there's also a speed requirement. However, I think we can go off track as much as we want. We'll see if I can do this properly, and then we'll go from there. Now, I've got an update for you guys. If you're like me and you've been sweating the pronunciation of the name of this car, don't. I found a quote from the actual CEO who says the name of this company is Rimac. He decided to go with the international pronunciation because that's what you do when you want a company to be international. He knew that it's not going to be easy for a lot of people to say Remats. I can't roll the R, don't ask me to. And so everyone can just chill out. It's okay. They themselves decided it's okay to call this Rimac. They don't mind, or Rimac. They're actually fine with both. So let's just leave it. I hope that my Croatian listeners appreciate that I went to a lot of trouble to try to say this properly. Rimats, or Rimats, some people say. I don't really know. No matter what, I'm going to say it wrong because my ears can't hear it. Anyway, enough of that. Let's just get on with this. Okay, I overtook the 5 guys. I'm not into the second lap yet. Speed requirement. Gosh. Here, you can definitely hit it more than once, but it's not easy to hit that speed here. Like, it's like, what, 362? There's 2. Without going too nutso. Wow. Ooh. I thought he would get out of my way if I did that, if I give him a smack. Smack a Regera with my Nevera. Oh, that's fun to say. Regera, Nevera. Well, isn't that wonderful? Maybe those two should be in a series together. I tried to hit speed, I couldn't do it. To be fair, the acceleration of the Nevera would make the Regera go, wow. It's just, now the Regera has more top speed, but I don't know. I think we also have more grip than the Nevera. Hard to say on that one. I'd have to look it up. But it's, woo, did I get speed that time? I got it, woohoo! Okay, I don't have to win this race. I already got my 5 overtakes in. In fact, I don't think there's any requirement to place anywhere important. So you could probably finish last if you want to. You just have to pass 5 cars before the start of the second lap. Okay, did I hit it? I think I did. There's 5. Oh, guys. I'm sorry, Mr. Remats. I'm sorry I'm destroying one of your cars. I mean, it's virtual. Did I hit it there? No, I did not hit it. Okay, well, let's hit it at least a couple of times here. 360. Oh, it's going to be harder to hit 362 because I've totaled my Nevera. Hit twice. Well, there's once. Let's just go the wrong way. Okay, turn around. Avoid a head-on collision with the Regera. Woo! Gotta be careful out there. That one was definitely a Bugatti. I was just double checking, and nope, it doesn't say anything about where I have to place. Oh boy, this is just quite dicey. Okay, there, hit speed. Oh my! There's a dead maneuver. I think I can hit speed again one more time. It's going to be interesting to get a little peek at this car at the end of the race here. It's going to look devastating. Oh well, with a click of a button, it's repaired. It's a 2 million pound car in real life, so oh, you wouldn't do this to this car. I mean, it would just be, it's a travesty. So yeah, who cares? There's no off track as much as you want. Hit whoever you want, do whatever you want. After you get your 5 overtakes in before lap 2 and your speed. Oh, this poor Nevera. I feel bad. Okay. I usually don't feel bad for wrecking a car. I feel bad. Okay, this should be a good one. Now, average speed requirement. Where is it? There it is. I thought I could go the wrong way for a bit to build up average speed. You'd have to go a long time in the wrong direction. Like multiple laps, because just by the amount of time it takes you to slow down and turn around, this car doesn't turn around too fast. You have to get a little bit acrobatic with it. So just drive forward. I was thinking about that because you end up having to win with a gargantuan lead. Wow, I went really far to the outside there. That was a pretty high speed outside pass. I made it though. And what do we have here? I think that's a Bugatti in the distance based on the shape. Ooh, big not a pit maneuver, slingshot maneuver. Beautiful slingshot maneuver. My mouth's getting tired, guys. It's very late for me. I really shouldn't be doing this right now, to be honest. It's very late, but I want to get you guys this video out, so I'm pushing myself here. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Didn't have much trouble with the average speed there. So, yeah, it's pretty simple. You just drive it out here. Again, make sure you're learning because you never know when a race is coming up that's going to be really difficult at this track. I might be over upgraded a little bit, but we're going to find that out very soon if that's true or not. I don't think so. I think this is going to be challenging. I think there's going to be something that's going to push us in stage 5. So I'm feeling pretty good about how I'm taking some of these corners and working at it, paying attention. Taking this wide just to get my average speed a bit higher. Like not crazy wide, but I was taking the wider path there. And then definitely have to be on the brakes quite a lot here through Maggots and Beckett's Complex, Chapel Curve. Ooh, average speed got kind of low there. Wow, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? I have a gargantuan lead, like 2 kilometers pretty much. Pretty much, almost there. I mean, I might give up a little bit here or there. Probably could have been doing a lot of off track if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. I wanted to keep this on track as much as possible. Because you just never know. Okay. That's decent. Now, that's a lot of slipstreaming. But of course you guys know that when you're using Roman cubits instead of meters, it goes by awful quickly. So as far as practical terms, you get 2.25 meters for every meter you drive. The unit of measure is very strange. So it really does work out to a Roman cubit. 17.48 inches, 44.444 centimeters. And no one knows why that happened. So it could have been that maybe once upon a time it was an actual meter. And maybe they had to make some change to make it easier on people. And that's just what they did. That's just what they did. They can't change it now. Certain events would be impossible. So it's just what we got. Now, I'm going to wait till I get further up before I start worrying about slipstreaming. If you try to catch slipstream from a guy who's further back, it usually just gets frustrating. Usually you end up smashing him way too many times. And we're actually not supposed to get damaged. So you definitely don't want to be bashing into somebody again and again and again. Whoa, like that. Thought I'd dance with one of these Bugattis. Oof, Grand Sport Vitesse is being a bit testy there. A little bit surprised at that. Maybe I shouldn't be playing with him. Gomez here is not playing all around very nice. Oh well. Maybe I'll hang with Gomez. Maybe I should switch my view. Sometimes it's easier to do with a different view, but sometimes it's not. I need to see where the corner is as I'm approaching it, so I can anticipate when the bot's going to break. That's what I do a lot of. I think I'll try some different views though. That could be interesting. So yeah, let's try this one, because then it's a bonnet view, but I've got it set to high, so I get a lot of visibility still. Feels weird. It feels like I don't know, I'm like a delivery van or something, because I'm really up high above this Bugatti, and the Nevera is not that high. Oh well. I don't really care. It gives me a good line of sight to see when the corners are coming, so I know I can anticipate how the bots are going to be taking it. Beautiful thing about this car, so easy to catch up to a Bugatti. I mean, when would you ever say that? Easy to catch a Bugatti, easy to catch a Koenigsegg. Well, when you're in a Nevera, you can say that. It is easy to catch them. Oh, and there we go. Okay, well, welcome to the hardest race of Lightning Unleashed. Stage 5, Race 3. This is it, guys. Brutally hard race. The car you encounter right there on my left there, you want that to be either a Porsche or the CCXR like that. Oh, losing it a little bit. This is brutal. You got to push it so ridiculously much, and it really depends on the bots a lot. Like here, sometimes I was getting tangled up with bots. Sometimes the last chicane, if you got the wrong car there, it's really, really bad. You just restart. Like, even with these upgrades, I still spent probably, I think, close to 30 minutes on this. About 20 for sure. No, it was close to 30. And I'm encountering this car. Oh, it's a Bugatti Le Voiture Noir. I'm encountering him at a bad place. You know what's really funny? That sounds so beautiful to say. And then you translate it, and it's black car. Oh, it doesn't sound so beautiful anymore. But in the French, it just sounds beautiful. Maybe if you're French, you just go, that's not beautiful. Because you know what it is. You know it's black car. Anyway, it's a beautiful car. $18 million car. I mean, just crazy. What? Was that another one? You can't have two of them in one race. There's only one of them in the entire world. And I did not take that corner. Stowe. I did not do that well. Now, this is no off track, but you get maybe a full second. I think it's more like half a second, but best just to try not to use it. I tried to find a way to use it to my advantage. Very difficult. Like right here you could a little bit. Maybe I just did. Right here you could a little bit. I didn't. And right here, no, don't. No advantage here. So yeah, this is really, 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 really difficult. But I'm keeping it. Keeping it with the 10 upgrades that I started stage 5 with. So this is going to end up being just fine. Like spending 130 gold and getting 125, that's definitely all going to equalize. The amount of fame I earned while running this race will have equaled more than 5 gold. So it is still then gold positive. I mean, it doesn't look that way on paper, but basically it would still be gold positive based on fame earnings. Because even at my level of driver level is 1,112 right now, and I forget off the top of my head, it's like 680,000 fame to level up. You get 100 gold for that. So, 68. Anyways, ooh, that wasn't great either. I tell you guys, I'm nervous even now. And 0. Oh, and as if that race wasn't bad enough. 1 minute and 20 seconds to do one lap, starting from a dead stop. If you go back and look at that other race, I start my 2 laps with 2:36 on the clock. Well, 1:20 from you're not going to do this. I tried this for a while. You know what, guys? No, I've had it. I'm done. Hi, I'm going vacuum cleaner mode. I'm going dirty. I love calling this vacuum cleaner mode in an electric car, and I'm going to do all the cuts. I almost made it. I tried this quite a few times. I was close to making it a few times. Like I was like 1 second shy. You know what I thought? I'm done. I've been playing nice. I've been a good boy. No more. No more good boy. I'm being a bad boy. Vacuum cleaner mode all over the place. And like even now, I don't need to cut anymore. I can finish just fine. But I'm just going full vacuum cleaner. So I'm even going to be driving right like Beckett's Complex. Beckett's what? Oh, that wasn't great. Let's just go vacuum cleaner mode all through there. Chapel Curve, take my vacuum cleaner to church. And Stowe, we'll take Stowe properly. And I said church because the chapel reference. Anyways, maybe that was a bad joke. Anyhow, I'm a good church boy. Anyway, last chicane. Let's go through this one. All sorts of time left on the clock. And there we go. Let's look at these final numbers here. Vacuum cleaner mode left me with all sorts of time left on the clock. All right. Well, I spent 902,900 R dollars, 130 gold for those upgrades. Total rewards are $250,000 R dollars and 125 gold. So my total amount spent was 652,900 R dollars and 5 gold. Bear in mind that's not including the R and fame I earned for all those races. So that's pretty good for this awesome car. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me. Here's the playlist link if you haven't seen the whole series. And see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.